Yo, 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 and yo, how we doing, everybody? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. It's a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I'm sipping from a Harry Styles mug, and oh boy, we're live on the internet with almost 10 weeks from Friday, I believe, until Scream 7 comes out, baby. So I'm really excited to talk a little bit about it. Talk about some updates, talk about some rumors, talk about a bunch of fun stuff happening in the world of Scream, as well as just the world of horror. Lots of really cool, crazy updates have been coming through today. We got some official confirmation that Soulmate is no longer slated for release in January, which is something I talked about a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago now. At some point, I talked about this. When this was, I don't necessarily remember perfectly spot on, but lots of crazy things are coming through, a lot of interesting stuff. It's been wild. Let's chat. Let's see what's going on, everybody. How we doing? Jordan James, what's up, Jordan? How we doing? Saying Kirby is going to be in Scream 8. That's the rumor. That's the rumor as of right now. I really hope she is. So I heard someone left me a comment who was like, oh, this is going to be kind of like Carla in I Know What You Did Last Summer, like she's gonna come in at the last second. I feel like that could be the case. Maybe she has just a little cameo, because I am kind of I'm curious. Like, I feel like we established in Scream 6 that she's always there for Ghostface cases, and now she's just not gonna be there, it's like she kind of has to be in this one. So maybe this is a surprise cameo that we just don't know about yet. Jordan, I hope that's the case, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. Just Kitten Erica is a channel member. Appreciate your support, my friend. Saying, hey, what's up, Erica? How we doing? What's up? How's it going over there? How are you doing today? Let me know. Let me know what's up in Erica's neck of the woods. We have Ribbit saying, hey, Jake, my good friend, how you been? I'm fantastic. How are you? Are you going to make more Dead by Daylight content? I'm going to try. I did a little update on it today over on the gaming channel. Please go check it out. I put out 4 videos already this week, and it is only Tuesday night. So I'm already destroyed, tired, but hey, we're making shit happen. We're doing it. We're getting there. We're making this thing happen, which is great. So yeah, please go watch it. It'll be good stuff. I'll try to stream some stuff with Michael, which that was kind of our big Dead by Daylight update, is that they're getting rid of the Halloween chapter pretty soon. You won't be able to buy it beyond January 19th, I believe, of next year. So I am absolutely going to buy it at some point when it's 50% off. And I'm going to try to play it so that we can have Michael live on forever in Dead by Daylight. But I am excited for the new Halloween game as well. I definitely will be playing that too. So really exciting stuff. Paula Fitzhenry is saying, hi, how we doing, Paula? Thank you for being a channel member. Greatly appreciate the support. Austin Allman, same to you. Hi, hello. Yo, Austin, how we doing? Miss Candy is saying, hey, Jake and Erica. What's up, Melissa? How we doing? Welcome in. Yo. Gory Tiger saying, what is that? Keeping it gory. I love it. What's up, my friend? Yo. Jake Juice. I don't like that you said Jake Juice 3 times. If you say that, I will appear, and well, I won't talk about the juice part. That might be a little too inappropriate for YouTube, but that's terrifying. Dear God. I assume you like the shirt though. I love this Beetlejuice shirt. It's very cool. I don't even think I did a Beetlejuice 2 review. Fun fact. I meant to wear this for that though. I think that's why I got this shirt in the first place. Mr. Mastermind Killer, what's up, Paul? How we doing? Rest in peace, Rob and Michelle Reiner. Dude, I know. I mean, horrible headline reading that the other day. Truly terrible stuff. It's such a weird thing too with the situation, but I hope everything's okay with the family, just nothing but love, and it's just a horrible thing. It just sounds like a horrible situation. That just doesn't seem like we know all the details yet or what the hell's going on, but it's just not. I like to speculate on fun fictional stories and movies and stuff, but I think it's just kind of distasteful to start theorizing on what happened, what exactly went down. I don't know. Just it's a time of mourning. It's a time of just some awful shit happen, and just try to move past it, I guess. Not without forgetting Rob and Michelle's legacy, of course, but just terrible. Just a terrible thing, unfortunately. A lot of terrible headlines this year, man. a lot of sad, depressing headlines, sadly. Gory Tiger is, I already said hi to you, but you're saying hi to Eric Erica, and I appreciate that. What's up? What's up again, my friend? How are you? Gina is saying, give the like button some love, people, please, or Erica will be after your fingers. She's very hungry today, ladies and gentlemen. She skipped her finger dinner, so she's coming after the fingers if you don't hit the like button. So just saying, just throwing that out there. Gina, thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for reminding everybody to hit the buttons. Hit all the buttons, do all the things. NRU Cody is saying, what's up, Jake, in chat, watching two of my fave streamers at the same time. Look at that. Or we just talk. What if we're accidentally having a conversation with each other? Yes, I totally agree. I don't know. Maybe we had a little back and forth there. Maybe there's a moment where it happened. That would be kind of funny. I love it. Cody, thank you for having me on as one of those people. I appreciate that. We have Antonis, hang on, my dumb thing. Antonis Andriota, there we go. What's up, my friend? How are you? Saying, hey, Jake, what's up, man? I'm vibing. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for talking Scream with us. Lisa's Complete Randomness is saying, hey, everyone, driving through Ohio on my way home from Minnesota, less than 3 months to Scream. You're driving through Ohio right now? Can I wave to you out my window? Hi, Lisa, how we doing? Welcome to this scary, weird state of ours that is mostly just corn. That's really it, guys. It's corn. It's corn in like Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. That's really it. Austin Allman is saying, did you happen to see the making of Welcome to Dairy FX video? I sent it. I thought it was so cool. I'm going to check it out as soon as this is all over. I'm not kidding. I have been editing videos since 8 o'clock this morning, and I just wrapped up not an hour ago. So I've been glued to trying to catch up on all the updates. And I'm finally ahead for the first time in a couple of days, which is nice. So we're vibing out over here. I'm caught up on things, and I'm already getting some more updates coming through for a big update video tomorrow. So lots of videos on the way, baby. Love it. Gina has been a member for 30 months. Thank you so much for the support, Gina. That's crazy. You've always been hanging out around this page, and it really does mean a lot. We greatly appreciate your support. Ziggy and myself hope everyone has a very happy Christmas and a very Merry New Year. Same to you, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting the page, and I just hope the holiday season is going well for you. I know it can be really stressful, trying to get all the right stuff or, just whatever the situation is. And just so much love to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the page. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate you. We have Davey Deathray also hanging out. Davey, thank you for being a member. Saying, hey, everyone. Hope y'all are having a great week so far. I hope that you're having a great week as well, Davey. Thank you for dropping by, talking a little horror with us. I love it, my friend. Welcome in. The man with the golden voice. Jace Crawford, also a member. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for your support. Saying we need Rowan Campbell to be in Thanksgiving too and complete the horror, the holy trinity of holidays in horror. Oh man, that would actually be kind of crazy. We need this to happen. Thanksgiving too, it's kind of been in limbo. They've been like, they're trying to get back to it, but Eli Roth has just been busy with stuff. This would be crazy though. This is possible, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing that says this is impossible. And I think it would be quite funny to have him in a Christmas horror as of recent, Halloween Ends, and now Thanksgiving too. That would be fucking awesome. It would be the Rowan Campbell holiday trilogy right there, Jace. I think that's a great idea. We need to make that happen, especially if he's the killer. Again, talk about some consistency right there. That would be awesome. He's our sequel killer. He's the son of Patrick Dempsey or some bullshit. I don't know. Thanksgiving too. That would be a lot of fun. I love that though, my friend. That's a great theory. 10 out of 10. I hope it happens. Give me Halloween Ends, but in Thanksgiving. Sky Jean Movies is saying hello from Iowa, king of the corn. You're the only state that is truly bested us in our corn abilities. So congratulations, king of the corn. No, I love that, my friend. I'm glad we have some Iowa representation here. Let everyone, drop their state if you want. Don't dox yourself, but let me know which state you're repping tonight. Excuse me. Paul is saying, Jake, any truth on the rumor that the second Scream 7 trailer is next week on Christmas Eve? I'm not hearing anything 100% one way or the other lately. I'm Biggest thing that I'm thinking is that, especially after this Ice 9 Kills announcement, is that they're starting to get moving with some of that marketing, some of the, you know, more outlandish stuff. I don't know if we're gonna see anything. I don't know if we're gonna see anything this month. I really hope we do. I would love to see it. It would be kind of cool if it was all revolving around holidays, especially if we got like we got a big release right before Halloween. We get one right before Christmas Eve. That would kind of, you know, match that, right? I hope that's the case. That would be great, but I don't know. I have no idea when this next trailer is dropping. I do hope it's soon. And I really hope that they get this marketing campaign going. I talked a little bit about it today in my video that if they undermarket this movie, I worry that it's not going to make a ton of money, which, you know, at a certain point when I think Scream 7 will be profitable. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But will it be profitable enough to render another sequel? That's kind of the big thing that's going through my brain. I've talked about this a lot on this channel, but I feel like Scream is one of those franchises that could go on forever if they play it the right way. And I think whatever comes after 7 would be that. You know, like just those little pocket stories with new ghost faces popping up in different places, whatever, with brand new motives, not too many ties to the past, so that you can do these fresh murder mysteries. So I'm really hoping that this one does well, and a lot of that is going to come down to what's the marketing campaign. And so far, all it's been has been one trailer, and that's a little disappointing in my opinion, especially comparatively to Scream 6 and Scream 5's marketing campaigns, which were phenomenal. And, you know, make fun of it all you want, but they were full of gimmicks, and these gimmicks worked. They put butts in seats, man. So I really hope they start doubling down on the marketing. They start going crazy with it as we head into the new year. Really worried about that for sure. Gina is kicking off our super chat goal here. Gina, thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciate that. Throwing some emojis out there, throwing some love, and throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, Gina. I greatly appreciate the support. Means a ton. If we get our super chat goal, guys, as always, we will be talking horror for a whole nother hour, and we'll be rocking and rolling, baby. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. What else do we got going on here? We have Gemstone Ghoul. How's it going? Thank you for being a channel member. I hope we get some special screenings for Scream 7 like we did with Scream 2022. I went to the showing with the Q&A with David Arquette. I missed that, and I'm still so bummed about that. I bet that was awesome, though. I bet that was really cool. Got to, you know, talk to Dewey after seeing him get viciously killed. I bet that was actually kind of nice, kind of therapeutic in a way, right? So, no, that's wonderful. Talia, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Greatly appreciate you talking horror. And you're also, I just noticed this, you're saying also very random. The Primate looks like it's going to be amazing and so creepy or mediocre. I hope we get another amazing horror film. No, I totally agree. It looks like we're expanding that opening sequence of Nope. You know, where the monkey on the set just absolutely starts ripping through everybody and killing people. That scene in Nope is terrifying. And there's other scenes in Nope that I think are fantastic as well, but that opening is freaky as hell. I almost wanted a whole movie just from Jordan Peele about that, you know, and this kind of feels like it's that, maybe losing some of that messaging that's in Nope and just focusing on, you know, a killer monkey and not much else. But I am excited to see what this is all about. Looks like it's going to be fun. I love a good turn your brain off creature feature every now and then, you know? So I think this one's going to be a ton of fun. Definitely really excited for this one. It's coming from a good director as well. Johannes Roberts gets some flack every now and then. Not everything he's done has been perfect, but I do really like a lot of the things going on in his films. I just love the cinematography in his movies. There's something about it that really works for me. Great way of building tension, some really creepy moments across all of his flicks. I think he's made easily the best Strangers sequel, Pray at Night. No competition there. But man, lots of love for his catalog of films, and I'm really excited for this one. So Davey Deathray is repping Arizona tonight, my perfectly purple state full of diversity of thoughts, legal weed, and I can responsibly own my firearm. I love a very purple state. That's very true. That's really funny. Well, that's wonderful. There you go. There you go. Some good stuff. Diversity of thought. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Some very good stuff there, my friend. What else is going on here? Especially the legal weed part, though. That's my favorite part. Ghostface Killer is from Texas, which, you know, is slowly turning purple. We will say that. What's up, y'all? How we doing, Ghostface Killer? Welcome in. How is it in Texas these days? Let us know. Is everything still big in Texas? I need to know. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Jace Crawford is saying, sounds like a cool triple feature if Halloween Ends was actually good. I'd have to screen that the one last so I don't kick a hole through the TV on the first film. It's so funny, guys. When a movie, whenever a big release comes out, no matter what it is, no matter what the quality of the film is, people are going to defend it with their lives. And, I respect it. We're always going to have a difference of opinion when it comes to movies. But Halloween Ends fans, it is so interesting to me. I'll say something I don't like about Halloween Ends in a video, and I will always, without any sort of without any sort of whatever, I will always get a comment from somebody saying how trash my opinion is. And it's even on this Silent Night, Deadly Night video that I just posted the other day, that totally trashed Halloween Ends. I got a comment, I can't remember who it was, but just some random user left me a comment, something like you simpleton. Like it was some weird, like just a really weird insult, like you simpleton for not liking Halloween Ends. It's like, dog, who cares? It's not that big a deal. I don't know. I did think it was very funny. And I love that people will show up to Halloween Ends defense, the people that truly love it. And I think that's wonderful. I really think that's a great thing. It might not work for me at all, but it does work for some other people out there. And I think that's wonderful. That's what we're trying to do here anyways, is celebrate movies, celebrate the things we love. Don't let my shitty opinion ruin that for you. Too funny. Horror Chat is saying, yo, what's up, Horror Chat? How we doing? Welcome in. Erica is from Florida. You're right in the middle of Orlando. That's Orlando and Miami. That's like the best of both worlds. You can go, down south to party, go up north for vacation. Bam. Yeah, Erica's in prime spot right there. Very good stuff. Oh, Paul, you were in like Hollywood, Florida for a year. I love Hollywood. Florida is a wonderful area. I've been out there a few times. Had some friends that lived there briefly, so that was a ton of fun. Gemstone Ghoul is saying, I have that Beetlejuice shirt as well. No way. If we ever do a stream again, we're gonna have to do like a dress code. We're gonna have to do both. We're gonna have to do this at the same time. We'll make it happen. Let's have a third Beetlejuice film, but make it actually horror. I would love that. That would be cool. I enjoyed Beetlejuice too. I don't know if I loved it. You know what I mean? I think the original movie is a classic. It's a lot of fun. There's something just a little too overly complex about Beetlejuice. But I'm excited to see. They're probably gonna do a third one. Let's be honest. And I will be there. I'll be there, as they say. So I'm definitely excited for it. Alex is saying Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025 was surprisingly good. I'm seeing a lot of people list this as the best film in the franchise. I totally agree. I think this is a rare reimagining, remake, whatever, that totally surpasses the original. I think it's just a better version of that story in almost every single way. I truly love Silent Night, Deadly Night 2025. It was just one of those very rare movies that totally hit for me. So I totally agree. So much love there. So much love for that movie. I think honestly, I think it's gonna move up onto my top 10 list. I'm gonna put it up there. I'm putting that video out very soon here. I want to make that happen as soon as humanly possible. Gina is saying, I live in oh man, I'm gonna butcher this. Northumberland, England, near the Roman Wall, and where parts of Robin Hood and 28 Years were filmed. Yo, no way. So you're in 28 Years Later. That's awesome. That's so sick. That's great stuff. I've honestly, if there's any film locations that I want to go to, it's 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, 28 Years. I want to see I want to go to England so bad. Like, I think that's like one of my number one places that I really want to go to at some point. So I'm gonna have to make it out there. See those locations. Talia's throwing a buck out there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really does mean a lot. Thank you for the support. And thank you for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate all your thoughts, your inputs, all that fun stuff. So thank you. Erica is also saying half of you haven't hit the like button. Erica's getting hungry, guys. So be careful. Yeah, y'all just better hit the like button now if you want to keep all your digits. So I'm just worried for you. I'm looking out for you guys, truly, more than anything. Erica will bite them. I've seen her do it. I've seen her bite off all the fingers off a man's hand before, and it's terrifying. So it's a terrifying sight. Erica, thank you for the 2. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Really does mean a lot. We have Phoenix saying, okay, so I've got a question no one is talking about or has brought it up at all. In the trailer, Stu says, this is going to be fun. The original line was, it was fun. And he didn't sound like the other voices on the voice changer. It sounded like there was no changer. Go back and pay attention. No, you know what? I agree with that. I think it didn't sound like it was coming through a phone. It didn't sound like it was coming through anything. It sounded more clear than like Dewey's voice, for instance, which maybe sounded like it was coming through a phone, perhaps. I don't know. I agree with you. I still don't think he's alive, but you make a good point. You make a very strong case towards it, is what I'll say. I definitely think that AI voices are being utilized here, and even if Stu is somehow miraculously alive, I do think that his voice is going to be generated one way, shape, or form. Definitely feel like that's going to be still a thing here to hopefully try to throw us off. I want them to at least attempt a murder mystery, even if someone is returning, right? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess I haven't seen it yet, so kind of tough to judge when I haven't even experienced whatever this thing is going to be. But I do hope that we have a murder mystery. They do find a way to shock and surprise us outside of just bringing back a character, outside of a sucker punch, essentially. You know, I want them to actually build a mystery. I mean, you can have a murder mystery film and make you think it's somebody in the cast, and then at the end it's Danny DeVito, and that would be a great big shock. But that's not really good writing, is it? It's just kind of random and not set up very well, I think. So that's how I see it. I see it as a sucker punch. I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be something that's just bam, it was this person the whole time. Give me something that's give me something that's a little, give me some better writing. Make me feel like, oh, it was him the whole time. Oh my God. I remember watching Scream 4 for the first time, just being floored when it was Jill, dude. I was like, no, Jill, no, it can't be you. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to defeat the Sith, not join them. You know what I mean? That's really where I was with Scream 4. Sorry. Ghostface Killer is saying, any VHS updates? Dude, I fucking wish. Ghostface Killer, can you get me some VHS updates? That would be really nice. No, we have heard nothing. Dog shit. Bad shit. Absolute shit. Nothing. Zilch about VHS 9. And it's happening. There's no way it's not. VHS Halloween, once again, was extremely highly praised. It's been on multiple top 10 lists of best horror movies of the year. I think it even came in second place on like Vulture's list or some fucking shit. I don't know. Somebody listed it as number 2. That's crazy. So guys, if VHS 9 doesn't happen, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to call up Brad Miska, the producer of those movies. I'm gonna have to call up Bloody Disgusting and say, guys, what do we got to do? What do I have to make happen? What do I got to do to make this happen, guys? So I need more VHS in my life. Looking forward to that every October is so much fun. I love these movies so much. And it's been a pleasure talking with a lot of the people who've worked on them and getting a better insight into how these movies work. I need VHS 9 updates. I need this movie. I need a million more VHS movies, and then I'll be happy. Anyways, Paul is throwing $5 out there. Paul, thank you again for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Saying, did you watch the Ready or Not 2 trailer scene by scene? There are several interesting shots that give some good material for a deep dive video. I did an entire trailer breakdown when it came out. Oh, excuse me. I'm not sure if that was last week or 2 weeks ago. You know, I'm going to be honest, man. The last couple of months have just kind of blurred together. It's been nothing but making videos and just trying to do stuff. It was 2 weeks ago now. Yes, and I did a total trailer breakdown of it, just kind of talking a little bit about some of the biggest things I was noticing, kind of coming up with trailers and stuff. But yeah, I did do a little trailer breakdown. I don't know if I would go so far as to call it a deep dive. You know, I don't know if it was that big, that nasty of a video, but I did go through a few of the different shots that I thought were interesting. Kind of cooked up some theories. I think I know where it's gonna go, if I'm being honest, but I am still very excited for it. That sounded kind of negative. I think Ready or Not 2 is going to be great. I feel it's a little, my only negative thing is I feel like it's a little predictable. I feel like I know exactly where it's going to go, but I do think it's going to be an absolute banger. Another great movie from Radio Silence, without a doubt. If I have any criticism about Radio Silence's back half of their career now, I just feel like they do kind of get into similar situations each time. Ready or Not 2 is finding a really unique way to reinvent the concept, but this is going to kind of just feel like Abigail again, right? Like it's gonna basically be Abigail or Ready or Not But again, and I'm down for it. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton kicking ass. But I guess I do want to see Ready or Not do something a little different outside of their comfort zone. I feel like they have a story arc that they typically stick to, and this is likely going to be exactly that again, you know? And it's always good, always some great fun popcorn movies from them that are always a good time. But I think they've consistently just put out like 8 out of 10s since maybe since like Ready or Not came out. And I want to see them do something really different and weird. Like this Mummy project has me really excited. I'm really excited to see what this new Mummy thing is. Is this going to be, you know, kind of feels like all their other stuff, or are they going to really try to kind of reach out and do something different and a little more outlandish, maybe a little more action rather than horror? I don't know. I want to see these guys flex different muscles. I think that's my big thing. Again, not a huge negative by any means. I think Ready or Not 2 is going to totally rock. Maybe one of the movies I'm the most excited for heading into 2026. But I do want to see Radio Silence just flex some different muscles every now and then. I just would like to see them do something a little different. That's all. But Paul, thank you so much for the 5. I do appreciate it. There are a lot of interesting things going on in there. I think that we're going to have not only the rich folks here come after the sisters, but I also feel like we're definitely going to have some little bit of rich people going up against each other as well. It feels like there's going to be a competition to be the one to take over the seat, to take them out. So I'm hyped. I'm very hyped. Very hyped for that one. I think it's going to totally rock. But Paul, thank you for the 5 again. Lainey is saying, hi, Jake and everyone. How are you all? I'm fantastic this evening. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. Welcome in. Mr. Sin is saying Beetlejuice 3 should be good. I'm always down for some more Michael Keaton. You know, I didn't even say that a minute ago. Maybe my favorite actor of all time. Can I be so honest? Like, I think that's not even a hot take. Not even remotely a hot take. Maybe my all-time favorite actor. I will see anything and everything with this guy in it. Gemstone Ghoul is saying, let me know when works for you. Hopefully once we get another Scream 7 trailer, we will have more to discuss. Also, I went to Hollywood, Florida back in March for a cruise. It was gorgeous. That must be nice. I've never been on a cruise. Terrified of cruises. We talked about the poop cruise on the Lethal Collective the other day. Horrified of cruises. I don't know if I could ever do it. So mad respect, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But hell yeah, when there's a new trailer, we will have more to talk about. I feel like I've talked that Scream 7 trailer to death. Like now I'm back to theories, you know? Like I feel like I've hit on everything I needed to from that trailer, every big thing it gave. So I'm just ready for some more. I'm ready for like another trailer. Give me a little more in depth on some of the other folks who are joining us in this film, like some of the new characters that we don't know too much about. That's definitely the big thing that I'm excited to see in some of these trailers. Starting to come up with theories about who's McKenna Grace's character. Why is she wearing that skirt that, kind of looks like the flannel that all the other killers have worn in some of the other movies? Yada, yada, stuff like that. I want more things like that about some of these other new characters. Again, some of maybe the thing that excites me the most when it comes to a new Scream movie is what's the deal with the new characters? Who are these folks? Are they just friends, or is there something deeper with these folks? I don't know. Gina, thank you so much for the 2, saying don't make Erica get you. Gina and Erica are just going very adamant tonight about making sure everyone likes the stream, because I think they're truthfully, I think they're both hungry for fingers. So guys, just make sure you do it. Just saying, just make sure. Want to make sure everyone keeps their digits and even their toes, because that could go too. But Gina, thank you so much for the support. I greatly appreciate it. Really does mean a lot. Phoenix, I'm just seeing this now. Hashtag Stu lives, baby. Hey, you know what? It could happen. Anything could happen. Lloyd is saying, how awesome would it be to see Chad and Mindy fight 2 ghost faces together? That absolutely could be the case, especially from what we're seeing in the trailer. It kind of looks like that. Too. It looks like at least Mindy's fighting one of them, but Chad may also be there too. Is one of the twins is probably going to die, right? I feel like that's definitely our emotional kill of the film. I feel like that is definitely going to be our like, no, oh my God. That's going to be I feel like that's going to be our moment. I'm really, really highly speculating that. Denisha has been a member for 20 months. Wow, Denisha, thank you for the support. Saying, hey, Jake, 20 months with you has been great talking about Scream 7 and other topics. Jake, keep up the good work. Keep Craven popping up. Much love, Jake. So much love to you, Denisha, too. And we will absolutely be doing everything we can to keep Craven's memory alive here. We have him on the Lethal Collective streams, we got a little bubble for him. So we will always be keeping his memory alive. So Denisha, I greatly appreciate you talking Scream with us. And I appreciate you keeping his memory alive as well. So I would never want to shy away from talking about my good buddy Steven. So I really appreciate you a ton, Denisha. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for 20 months. That's awesome. Thank you for the support. And thank you so much for being here. Really means a ton to me. It's always nice to have some good friends and talk horror. Few other people have joined us as well. We have Jason Carpenter saying, just made it in, Jake. Damn, did you just see the announcement that Soulmate got canceled? Yes, I talked about this maybe you know what? When am I talking about shit, man? That's 9 days ago I talked about this. There's some rumors floating around that it had sunk and it was not coming out. And that really bummed me out because I think the Megan universe has just taken strike after strike now. I really don't know. The future is looking very bleak for Megan. It looks like this was a bit of a flash in the pan. And I think that sucks because Megan was like on her way to being a horror icon. We saw people dressing up as her for Halloween 2023, even 2024 as well. I mean, even sort of this year, I think I saw a Megan or two, you know? So I'm shocked. This whole thing is very, very weird to me that Blumhouse fumbled this so badly. They had a new horror icon under their belts and they just took way too ambitious of a swing, I think, with part 2. I remember even reading about Jason Blum, like kind of just talking a little bit about what his thoughts were with that sequel. He approached Megan like she was Batman. I think that's literally his words. I thought she was like Batman. We could apply her to whatever kind of situation or tone and it would work and it would be whatever. You could kind of make one adjustment here, one adjustment there. But Megan 2 did unfortunately flop. And for me at least, I think one of the biggest attractions about that film when I first saw it was the fact that I thought it was going to be this goofy, dumb, campy movie that was going to be kind of forgettable at whatever January release, but it ended up having a lot more like depth to it, that first movie. There's a lot of very sharp commentary, I feel like, on AI and how we, especially not even AI, but just like phone usage and parenthood. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's so easy when you have kids to just throw an iPad in front of them and they're entertained for a little while. But what does that do to their brains? And what does that say about, you know, I'm not trying to get too deep into philosophical shit or whatever, or parenting. I don't have a kid. I don't fucking know. Not yet. But I will say, I think you can't just throw an iPad in front of the kid forever and just expect that to be a distraction. You gotta be a parent, you know, you gotta get in there and just make sure that this kid is on the right track to becoming an adult. And we can't rely on an iPad, I guess, to teach them that. And I think that's kind of what Megan is getting into as a film, what it's trying to say. And then it just feels like the sequel almost loses that entirely, almost, not entirely, but nearly. And it's just mostly focusing on the goofiness, the campiness, the fun. And I think that's just where the sequel lost me. It's still a good time. You know, I had a good time watching it in theaters. Will I come back to it? I don't know. I don't know if I care to. I don't know if I could care to come back to that one anytime soon. And I think that is truly a shame. Because I think the first one is a movie that I immediately thought to myself, I'm buying this, dude. Like I'm picking this one up. We're putting it on the shelf. Come on now. And yeah, just, I don't know. Soulmate getting canceled, the sequel not being very good and bombing. It's a major bummer is what it is. So I'm really hoping that we can get this franchise back on track at some point. It sounds like Jason Blum has some sort of correction, some sort of course correction in mind. Jeremy Marshall is saying, did you hear that Scott Foley say in a recent interview that he never read a script, but was told what to do in Scream 7? What do you think that means, Jake? I genuinely believe that Roman Bridger is only back to provide some sort of like AI voice, pretending it's whoever our new Ghostface is using his voice. And I'm already disappointed by that. You know, I'm already disappointed by the fact that we've announced these characters are back as these characters that they were from the past, but truthfully, they're only AI voices of Ghostfaces. See, if you were going to do something like this, oh shit, hang on. Paul actually just threw in a super chat talking about that same thing. Hit a pause real quick. Paul, thank you for the 5. You also said, did Scott Foley give too much info in his recent interview on Scream 7? He said he wasn't asked by Kevin to do only one thing and didn't get a script. He was asked by Kevin to do only one thing. I read that wrong and didn't get a script. So like, I need to read up on this because clearly I've been in, editing hell all day trying to get all that done, and I totally missed this. But I did not read. I'm going to be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing about all this. And what I will say is, like, yes, if this is true, I 100% believe that he's just being utilized for an AI voice, you know, just to kind of our new ghost faces are just using Roman's voice to torture Sydney. I think that is incredibly boring. You know what I mean? I think it sucks that they would announce, hey guys, you know, Roman Bridger is back. Hey guys, Stu Macher is back. And then we're just using their voices as AI replication. That's not really Roman Bridger is back. That's not really that Stu Macher is back. And I just feel like it's false advertising. They didn't do that for Scream 5 when they had Drew Barrymore come back for a little voice cameo and play the principal, essentially, the new principal in Scream 5. They didn't announce that either when we had Jamie Kennedy and, you know, a bunch of other people and familiar voices from the original film come back and say the 4 West thing during Scream 5. There's a ton of cameos throughout Screams 5 and 6. Hell, some of even the other sequels. I mean, like, I think like Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich have voice credits technically on Scream 3 because their voices are used from the audio tracks from the original film in Scream 1 during a certain sequence. And like, you're not going to announce that they're back for that. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't add anything new like how they did with this film, but still, it feels cheap to me. It feels like we're trying to put butts in seats. And I really hope, as much as I don't want to see Stu Macher alive, I hope they are actually on screen playing these characters again, because otherwise I just feel like it just feels cheap to me, I guess is my point. So I guess if that's all that they did, you know, they didn't even get scripts. It's like, well, what else were they doing? You know what I mean? This has to be what it is. I don't think we're getting a flashback anymore, truthfully, which sucks. And I want I think I would rather have a flashback. If you're going to announce that they're back, have them on screen playing these characters again. I mean, come on. It feels cheap to me. It feels like clickbait. It feels like we're trying to make sure that butts go into seats. And it's like, well, if you had to pretend that this thing was happening, why didn't you just do it? You know, if the fans want it, just put it in the movie. I don't know. It's one of those things that I guess just confuses me. Why lie about it? You know, why lie and say that your movie is this cool thing that it's not? I feel like it's putting expectations into people's heads. I can come up here and come up with a theory, whatever. I'm just some asshole in Ohio. I'm not, you know, someone working on Scream 7 right now. You know what I mean? There's a difference between me coming up with a theory and the actual, you know, production studio behind Scream 7 saying that this is happening in the film. It feels cheap to me. It feels like it feels desperate, and that doesn't really bode well for the overall product that we're about to be getting here in February. So I'm worried, man. I don't like the way they announced that. I don't like some of the decisions that have been made behind the scenes. I think most people would agree with that, considering how, you know, rocky this production has been to cover. But I really, really, really hope it's good. I truthfully do, because for me at least, I think Scream has been on a roll. I've been really vibing with this rebirth of the franchise. I think I've liked these movies better than most of the franchise continuations. There's been a lot that I've just been like, what the hell are we doing, guys? You know, what is going on in this movie, man? But Screams 5 and 6, I think were very competent films and very fun, and I had a really good time with them. Again, not perfect by any means. They have their warts and their flaws that we've talked about, because, you know, a lot of the guys that I talk to about Scream, we've seen these two movies especially maybe 60, 70 times. So we're gonna find a little more plot, you know, little plot holes and things that don't work about them maybe more than most. But I still really do love these last two movies, and I hope that doesn't change moving into Scream 7. I really hope it doesn't. I don't want to be coming out of that theater making a little video on my phone saying this movie sucked. I can't believe this movie sucked so bad. I really don't want to be doing that. I have nightmares about that. Can I be so honest with you? I know that we have a lot of lovely people who follow this page, and I'm very grateful for you all, but I know if I don't like Scream 7, and I'm going to be transparent about it, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Where's the fun in that? I know I'm going to have people that drop off. You know, who's going to want to watch a guy who made a Scream channel that doesn't even like the latest movie? So I'm worried. I guess I'm worried about Scream 7. I really hope I like it. Hope it's good. Mr. Sin is saying, I liked Companion. I thought a movie like that would be in the Megan franchise. Felt very akin to the Megan series, right? Felt like a very similar thing. We also have a female robot, but in a slightly different situation, obviously. I felt like Companion was what Soulmate was trying so hard to be. And I remember actually criticizing Companion before it even came out, being like, why, you know, this and Soulmate just feels like the same thing. Like, what's going on here? Companion was actually very, very good, though. I think this was an excellent character study, maybe more than anything. Characters in this one were just really, really strong. Sophie Thatcher is on her way to being a really big star, I think. Hey, everyone pause. Everyone stop right now. Kelly Stroh-Snyder is in the chat. Kelly, I'm not kidding when I say I have your name written down here. I feel fucking awful. The other day, Kelly was on stream and she sent a channel membership, like a channel thing, like where it's like you've been a member for so long, and I missed it, Kelly, and I feel so bad about it. I'm so sorry. We were on a roll, me and the Night Watch Zone were just on a total roll, and I totally missed your chat. Kelly, I'm terribly sorry, and if you have something you want to throw in there, I'm going to try to get to it and spend a lot of time on it. So I'm really sorry about that, Kelly, and I really do appreciate you being a channel member. It really does mean a lot. It keeps us afloat during these weird little winter months when people aren't exactly looking up horror movies, so your support is very appreciated. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm terribly sorry I missed that chat. Erica is throwing $2 out there. Thank you for the support, saying 58 viewers and only 40 likes. There's going to be 18 fingers bitten off pretty soon, guys. I'm just saying. Hit the like button, make it happen. Thank you so much, Erica. Greatly appreciate you biting off fingers to make the make things work around here. Really does mean a lot. We also have Talking Star Wars throwing 2 out there. Thank you. Really do appreciate that as well. Any chance Tatum is a ghost face? She's sus in the trailer. Man, hey, I gotta sit up in my seat for this one. Dude, Sydney's daughter? I mean, you gotta get Timothy Olyphant. I don't care that he's dead. You gotta get Timothy Olyphant running into screen like this, saying, Sydney's daughter. Dude, that's crazy. That's Sydney's own flesh and blood turning against her. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, are you kidding me right now, man? I don't know. I can't get into that because I just feel like Sydney is so pure of heart. I just don't think someone in her bloodline could do that. That would just be brutal. I think my other problem with that too is it just feels too much like Scream 4. And if you think about it, that's kind of the last time we really saw Sydney. Like, let's be real here. Scream 5, Sydney Prescott, she just comes in to kind of just shoot through some doors and vibe out with the cast and be a little cameo appearance. That was cool. But the last time we got a bona fide Sydney Scream movie, we're going all the way back to Scream 4. And now this is another one here. And it's the same thing. It's kind of the same twist. It's like the Sydney descendant in some way. Obviously Jill wasn't that, but she played that same role, that passing of the torch role that now Tatum is here. We're gonna do that same twist. I mean, it totally rocked in Scream 4. I get why you would want to, replicate that 100%. But I guess I think that would just be too similar to literally the last movie where Sydney was the focus. So I think to avoid repetition like that, which I think is really important moving into Scream 7, Scream 6 the big criticism, if we can generalize almost all of them about Scream 6, was that it was too similar to Scream 2, right? The killers were the family members of the previous killers. I can go on and on. There's a lot of things. College setting, I think we got to avoid repeating previous sequels in Scream 7 because that was such a big criticism of Scream 6. I would hate for this one to get review bombed in the exact same way. That shows that we're not that shows that we're not growing. That shows that we're not listening to the fans, I feel, if they make that same mistake again in Scream 7, because I think there is a point. I think there is a point where it's going to be too repetitive. It's where fans are going to start to, jump ship because they're like, what the hell's going on here? Why are we making the same movies over and over again? And I hope they don't do that for that reason, I guess is my point. Even though I'm sure Isabel May is totally capable of playing a Ghostface. I will say that. I could totally see her do it. I've heard nothing but good things about her performance on that Yellowstone spinoff, which I'm totally forgetting the name of. I have not seen it, but I hear she's very good in other things. And I'm excited to see what she brings to this role here. But I guess I am hoping that she is our next lead character in some sort of way, where the franchise can go next. She's a strong enough character to carry this on. Grumpy Gorehound is throwing 5 out there. Grumpy, thank you so much for the support. Saying, ever felt so apathetic about a franchise that you struggled to come up with engaging ways to cover it? Yes, 100% yes. There was a little while where I was really just down and out about Scream 7, I'll be honest. A lot of things have brought me back into it, but I just was like, man, what is going on with this movie? Especially right after production. There was just a lot of updates once we neared the end of production on Scream 7 that just made me feel like I'm giving up hope. I don't know what the hell's going on with this series right now. It's frustrating. It's like all the things I don't want to see happen with Scream are happening. I think also just everything that happened with Melissa Barrera really put a nasty taste in my mouth for a little while. I truly, I know this is a hot take, a controversial take too, but I don't believe boycotting this movie is going to do anything. I think a lot of people believe it so, but I really don't think if you want to do something about the reason Melissa Barrera got fired, do something about it. You know what I mean? That's my problem I think I have with the boycott crowd is I feel like they're just going to not show up to a movie and make it their whole personality versus actually donating funds or actually going out and helping, people who are struggling because of the current situation that we're in the middle of. That's what bums me out about the whole boycott crowd is because I'm sure that doesn't speak for everybody. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to generalize. But I do feel like there is a big group of that crowd that's just gonna not show up to a movie and think they're doing something to save the world. And sadly, I just don't agree with that, I guess is my point. There's also a lot of people who worked on Scream 7 outside of, the crappy producers that made that decision. So I wouldn't want that work to go to waste because of that. Like I've been on film sets before. I know how many people it takes a village, man, to make every single movie you've ever made. Every single movie ever made takes a village, takes hundreds of people. That's just how it is. That's just how movies work. And I think that's why, in a way, I'd almost wanted to support like almost every movie for that reason. So I don't know. It's a whole thing. I'll go on a rant forever, but Scream 7 was definitely a tough one to cover. Just really made me question a lot of things. But I think where we stand with it now, I am excited about it. I think I've kind of come full circle. I said it before, but I'll say it again. It's been a roller coaster covering this one. It really has. But honestly, like out of all the movies I've covered very closely, I think Scream 7's been like one of the toughest ones for that reason. But there have been a few popular movies that I've just dropped off of because I just stopped caring. And one of the biggest ones is probably the Strangers franchise. I was hyped up for that, dude. And then where it went, actually fuck those movies. what a miss. I haven't even cared to cover chapter 2 or 3 that much. I think I did a review on chapter 2, and I'm going to review chapter 3 as well. But I'm not going to be coming up with theories on what I think is going to be happening or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to cover it that closely. But dude, thank you for the 5. I do really appreciate it. It means quite a bit to me. I do appreciate your support. Thank you for hanging out with us. And thank you for not being too grumpy. That means a lot. Gina saying one more chat needed for an extra hour, throwing $2 out there and talking Star Wars came through with the 5. Greatly appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Like, why would the kidnapper let Tatum have a phone when she gets kidnapped? That is a very good point. What's up with that? What is up with that? We're seeing Tatum get chased around by the killer, and then as she's going to, double tap him, that's when it looks like the killer's going and swapping the gun out. I do believe this is going to be a kidnapping sequence, which is going to lead into the 3rd act. This is like our end of 2nd act is what I'm guessing. Sydney is going to have to go after and find her daughter who has been kidnapped. That's going to lure her out, whatever, to our 3rd act location. Maybe it's back to the house. I don't know. I don't know what our 3rd act location is going to be, but based on other Kevin Williamson Scream movies, he typically makes them in somebody's cool ass house. So that's my guess. I think with this being a return to form, I think it's a 3rd act setting is going to be somebody's cool ass house. That's my guess, but I do believe that's what we're leading ourselves into here. And Kelly even hit on that as well. Kelly, I said I was going to focus on one of your chats. You're saying, what if Tatum is kidnapped to lure Sid back to Woodsboro? I don't know if we're going back to Woodsboro. I'll be honest with you there. I don't. The reason I think that is because when I was hearing all the rumor mills stuff that I believe is true, stuff that I've seen to be true, I'll just say that. I heard that there was only going to be one setting in Woodsboro, and we've technically already seen that in the trailer. That is Stu Macher's house, which is going to be burnt down. To what I know about the film, that's our only scene outside of I was gonna say Hawkins, Indiana. I've been watching too much Stranger Things. Outside of Pine Grove. So I really don't think we're going back to Woodsboro, but I do see Sydney being lured out alone so that we can, so Ghostface can essentially try to take her down or whatever, whatever it ends up being. So 100%, I do feel like a kidnapping sequence is going to happen. Where that's going to take us, though, I think that's my big question. I am excited to see what this third act setting is. If you guys have theories, let me know. Kelly, you threw out a super chat too. I'm so sorry. I'm just seeing this now. I'm a little slow to the punch tonight. Apologies. Kelly is saying, what if Tatum is kidnapped to get Sid to Woodsboro? I saw your chat earlier. I swear to God, I didn't even see the super chat. You're too kind, though, my friend. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being a member as well. You're awesome, Kelly. You just absolutely rock. Thank you. It would be great to go back to Woodsboro, though. It might be kind of fun to actually scratch that. I think it would be way more fun to bounce settings, not just be in small town USA the whole time, unless we really play that to our advantage. That's what I'll say. It all depends on how it's utilized, right? So going from Pine Grove to Woodsboro, that's also a bit of a drive, a flight, maybe, Indiana to California. That's cross country. I mean, I guess if I was, if my daughter was kidnapped, I would go that far, of course. But does lend itself to some sort of long driving sequence, right? Hollywood Guy is also with us. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Saying, hey chat, hey Jake, what's going on? What's up? Welcome in, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a channel member. David Primero's also throwing 5 out there saying, seems like the trio of friends with Tatum, McKenna Grace, and Celeste O'Connor mirrors Scream 4 of Jill Kirby and Marnie. So foreshadowing, I guess. You're right. And I do feel the Scream 4 vibes are very strong with this one. I am worried that this is going to be Scream 4 all over again. I've been really thinking about doing some sort of video talking about that and talking about like what would happen if, Tatum ended up being the killer. I don't know. I just don't know how I don't know how I'd feel about it. It feels too like that alone is so Scream 4. And then to have the twist be something so similar, it's like we can't be repeating that movie, right? I mean, a lot of people love Scream 4. And it's great. It's my favorite sequel personally, but man, I don't want it to be the same exact thing. I just don't want it to be the same damn movie. I'm really worried about that. I hope it's not, but we'll see. David, I do appreciate the 5. Thank you so much. Jill Kirby. Yeah, I know, dude. It looks very similar to 4 though. I hope it's not the same film. Davey is saying Jake's mid-century glassware and mug has me wondering, is it his style or Madison's style? It's very funny because it's Madison style. Like, I'm not even going to try to lie to you right now. Guys, this is a Harry Styles mug that says, "You're so golden." And is that, you think that's really my cup of tea? I will admit, Madison has gotten me to like Harry Styles. I've listened to so much Harry Styles in the last 2 years, but I do like his music quite a bit. But, I gotta admit, I'm more of a metal guy. I'm more of a outrageous, over the top kind of music. My band right now is Chat Pile. Hang on, I have a couple of bands right now that I'm listening to. If you haven't listened to Chat Pile, you're fucking missing out. I'm so serious about that. I'm pulling this up right now because it's important. Is the band Health? Health. Oh my God, Health is so good, guys. Health and Chat Pile have been my 2 bands right now. I love that's my kind of music, baby. Weird metal is my vibe. I want weird metal music all the time. Like just my absolute favorite kind of music. But I do love me some Beatles. I do love me some Beatles inspired music, which a lot of Harry Styles stuff is totally Beatles inspired, and you can really hear that. I grew up with that kind of music. We would always have Saturday, Sunday morning, whatever, breakfast, and we would always listen to the Beatles in my house. So that was always a big thing. We would always have some sort of crazy conversation, eat a bunch of bacon, eggs, whatever, and listen to the Beatles. So I have a lot of nostalgia for that band. So I think that's why I love Harry Styles so much. Truly, my black cold heart warms up just a little bit when I listen to Harry Styles. So. Definitely not my style though, dude. If I was decorating this apartment, we'd have like all black mugs and shit, you know, like just absolute metal crazy shit is what it is. So Erica is saying my son plays weird metal music in his band. I love that. I love that so much. I love weird metal music. Erica, you've sent me your son's band before. I need to listen to it. I need to check all that out. Hollywood Guy is throwing 5 out there, though, saying, Jake, there are so many rumors and theories, which makes this fun. I like speculation. If you were to guess, how will Scream 8 open? God, I hope Scream 8 happens, man. I need Scream 8 to happen so bad. That would be awesome. Where is Scream 8 going to go? What's going to go? What's going on in this flick? I'm hoping that I don't know. I'm weirdly hoping that Scream 8 is another just like reinvention. But you know, even as I'm saying that, maybe Scream 7 wins me over to some of the new characters. Maybe I'm really vibing with Tatum as a character, and we can kind of lead the franchise onward with her. I really worry, especially if Kirby is in this flick, on top of all the other legacy characters. I'm so worried that Scream is getting suffocated. And I'm just thinking about Thanksgiving and how good that murder mystery was, because you had so much going on. You had so many different suspects. So many people were at the Right Mart massacre at the beginning of this movie. It could have been anybody in that film who was involved in that opening scene. And then where the movie ends up going, I thought was really shocking and surprising and fun. Put you through the runaround, right, of trying to think of who it was. That movie mostly focused on that. And if you look at the last 2 Scream films, to their biggest detriment, the biggest problem with them is the fact that they're not spending enough time throwing you through that, making you think it's this person or that person. They're trying to do all these, they're trying to check all these boxes of nostalgia. They're trying to say, hey guys, remember this? And then also we're going to do this thing too. And then they're so compact. They are to the brim, overflowing with all these things that they're trying to do. And it's too much. There's too many characters. There's too much nostalgia, legacy, all these things that they feel that they have to honor and, you know, build up upon what came before. That's I really think that is going to be another big problem here in 7. I think it's only going to get worse as we continue to do that with each new flick. So I'm really hoping, truthfully, that Scream 8 is a brand new story starting fresh, and it can be with Tatum. Maybe she's off to college now and, you know, she's with her friends. Sydney's not there. I hate to say it, but like we need to get rid of legacy characters, man. We can't just keep coming back to them every single time, or this franchise is going to turn into something that it's not. It's the only way it could progress forward at a certain point, and I'm really worried about that. Because for me, like, I'm here for the murder mystery personally. I think that's like the most fun part about a new Scream movie is seeing that in the theaters and being shocked and surprised, right? Without that, I don't know if I would care as much, you know. I think that's like the big draw. And to do a Scream movie without that, I just don't know. It's like, I mean, would you do a Halloween movie without Michael Myers? You know, I don't know. It's the big draw to me is to try to figure out who the killer is amongst the new group of people. And every single time we're getting a smaller new group of people. And that's my problem with modern Scream. I think that's the biggest problem with modern Scream. So I'm hoping that if we do get a Scream 8 that continues from where we started here in Scream, in this restart with Scream 7, that it just follows Tatum off at college, and for whatever reason, Sydney's not there. Find a way to write her out of the story. Or maybe she just comes in last minute, you know? Like, I love the idea that we're doing Scream 7, another chapter in Sydney's story, but then what is Scream 8 going to be? What's the next chapter in Sydney's story after being a mother? You know, dying? I hate to sound so morbid, but what is the next chapter of Sydney's life that we could make an entire movie about for Scream 8 with Sidney Prescott? You know what I mean? Are we just going to do more of the same that we got here in Scream 7? That's what I'm worried about. I don't know. But what's going to be the Scream 8 opening? I hope that it's just something that sets the mood for a great movie, because I think, truthfully, your opening scene should give us some sort of clue about who our killer is. It should, like, whoever the target of your killer is, I feel like should say a lot. That's the first person this character is killing, whoever they may be. I feel like that's got to say something, right? I think it has in most of the films too. Maybe all the films. I'm going to be honest. I think all the films kind of have a reason to be starting with this character specifically, which is cool. So I'm just hoping whatever future opening scenes are, they keep consistent with that. This idea that your opening scene should set the mood and give you your first clue as to who the killers are. And then when you go back and rewatch it, you're like, oh my God, now I see why we're killing that person. That makes so much sense. You know what I mean? That's crazy to think about. So would love to see whatever happens in 8. I saw someone say tropical Scream, and I want that so bad. I don't care if it doesn't make sense that it would be way too damn hot in that robe. I want a tropical Scream. Hello Piper is asking a really good question. Hang on, I'm sorry. Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. Really appreciate your support. Hello Piper is saying, do you think Scream 7 will be a slow burn or action-packed? Action-packed, 100%. Just based on the trailer alone, it looks like we're doing another very compact Scream movie. A lot of things going on all at the same time. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather it slow down a little bit and just lose some of the things that, you know, the last 2 movies were just so adamant on doing. I do believe Scream 7 is going to feel very similar to the last 2, though. I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, Kevin's back, so it's going to feel just like the original films, but I think the big thing that, you know, maybe a lot of people don't realize about Scream is that it has to be a little modern. Scream has to hit on what's going on in the space right now, and sometimes that's also approached in the same way of like just simple practice of execution. How are we making this movie? You know what I mean? It's got to be in the modern way. I feel like you can't make a Scream that's a perfect throwback. Unless you're changing the DNA of the franchise. Scream needs to be something that analyzes what is going on right now. I feel like that's what all 6 of the movies have kind of done in their own ways to varying degrees of success, right? But to do a Scream movie that just completely goes back to how we did things back in this time period, whatever time period, I feel like actually does kind of go against the DNA of Scream. That's my hot take. So to just make a 90s Scream movie right now might feel kind of out of place for the series, but I'm crazy, like I said. So what do I know? I do think this is going to be, but just based on the trailer, I mean, outside of my own opinion, just seeing what we saw in the trailer, lots of action, lots of insanity, lots of blood, lots of guts. I definitely, I'm leaning more so with what Mason Gooding said about the franchise rather than Nev Campbell. It seems like this is going to be an even scarier Ghostface in a small town setting, which could have some really successful results, some really awesome results too. I love that idea. I love it. It feels like the marriage of what was so great about the last 3 films and the first 3. So I feel like Scream 7 could be something new and something good, a good evolution of the franchise if it's done right. And I'm all about it. Kelly Stroh Snyder is saying, I think the burning house is our final act. I love this theory. After all, in the trailer, when random guy is getting dragged, there's someone on the ground inside the house. That's interesting to note. I think that totally could be the case. And if it was setting up a Scream 8 being a part 2, essentially, so like Scream 7, you know, it's the Deathly Hallows part 2, Breaking Dawn part 2, right? It's kind of that vibe. Instead of Scream 8, it's like this is just one big story across multiple movies. I'd be down for that. I think that would be a lot of fun. We've never done something like that before, you know? Leave us on a cliffhanger of what could happen next, right? So I'm not against it. I'm not against an epic finale. You know, for Mrs. Prescott, I think that would be like, if you're gonna close out that story, it should be epic. It should be a bigger, the biggest story we've ever had for Sydney. If we're gonna close out this character's arc, yeah, 100%. I would be down for a 2-parter. I would, if that's what they want to do with this one. If that's the big surprise that we're leading towards with this. But like I said, Kelly, earlier, I've said this on other streams before, but I hope that they don't, you know, try to hide a killer identity from us. We will figure it out in between movies. I promise you that. We will have it figured out 100%. There's no way we won't. I think there's other things that they can pull the wool over our eyes with and kind of trick us with. There's other things they can do that aren't as obvious, I feel. And that's a big thing for me. So really hoping they get that right, I guess is my point. Eli Cortez, I don't know if I said hi to you or not, Eli, but hello. Happy wife, happy life. 100%. 100%, my friend. Welcome in. Thank you. Paul is saying, I believe that Kevin is too creative and intelligent to copy another Scream movie like Screams 5 and 6 did. Okay, yeah. I mean, sure. I'm more worried that the motive will be the same revenge motive. I was going to say that. I'm going to be honest. Kevin Williamson, I do love a lot of his writing. I think Scream is a masterpiece. But he does like to fall on that for a lot of the other murder mysteries that he's been a part of. It's almost always it's a familial revenge. It almost always boils down to that. It's a crutch that he likes to lean on. So I really would not be surprised if that was the motive again here in some way, shape, or form. But that leaked motive, man, I really hope that's true. I think that leaked motive is fantastic. That to me is something different, something that is incomparable to what came before. And I would be way more open to something like that. That would be great. Laris Part is saying, I believe that Kirby will appear in the final scene of Scream 7, saying that it is not over and that there was a killing in Woodsboro. Like that could be, so like that opening scene, right? That could be why Kirby's hanging out with us. Sure, that could be cool. I'd be very down for that. I think that would just be fun and unexpected, because I think everyone is speculating that that's the opening scene. But if it's not, if it plays a different role in the film opposed to just setting up who our Ghostface killer is, I'm totally down for that. I'm just excited to see. You know, the more I talk about this movie, the more I am really excited to see it. There's a lot of great things that Scream 7 could do that could push the franchise into some new territory. At the same time, it could be the total opposite. It could be a total repetitive, redundant mess. And I think that's why I'm weirdly like, the risk and reward with Scream 7, I feel like is more like double or nothing. It's higher than ever. I think moving into after Scream 5, after I really liked Scream 5, I went into Scream 6 with high expectations, and I think I liked 6 maybe even more than 5, which is a hot take. I know not everyone agrees with that, but I liked 6. To me was even more fun. Even I think the tension was even higher. Some of the more modern sequences of building tension, I feel like really worked for me. The more brutal kills was awesome. 7 now, you know, talking about it as a return to form and how the marketing has kind of been all over the place, how the interviews have been all over the place. It's a movie. It's a gamble of a movie. Is this going to totally work, or is this going to totally fall flat on its face? It feels like it's only 50-50. That kind of, I'm excited to see how these dice roll, I guess is my point. So I'm really hoping it rocks. I'm hoping it's the best Scream movie yet. I hope it's even better than 5 and 6, because there's certainly room for improvement. And I'm hoping that this is just one of those like Saw 6 level sequels where it's like, okay, that was a major improvement over the last 2. Something like that. That would be great. That would be awesome. Hollywood Guy is throwing 5 out there, saying Scream 8 to Scream 10 will be reboots and remakes. I'm kidding, or am I? You know, you might not be kidding, though. That's the thing. It might be. It might just be restarts and, you know, just here's a brand new story that we're trying to build off of every single time. For me, when it comes to franchise continuations, it's like, what's the best thing going on right now? I really think for me in horror specifically, I feel like it's Evil Dead in terms of concept. I love the idea that Sam Raimi is handpicking these directors who are up and coming, who are making movies that he likes, and he sees potential in them. So he's giving them Evil Dead. He's saying, here, do an Evil Dead flick and see what happens. We've seen that now with Fede Alvarez, who, in my humble opinion, has made the best Evil Dead film. I love Evil Dead 2013. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time. Just a masterpiece of a film. 10 out of 10, no notes. Excellent stuff. Evil Dead Rise, I thought was very good as well. Lee Cronin fucking killed it with that. I'm hearing his Mummy is also very good. And now we have Evil Dead Burn coming out next year, coming from Sebastian Vanacek, who made one of the scariest killer spider movies I've ever seen in my entire life a couple years ago, called Infested. And then we have Evil Dead fucking 7 on the horizon, coming from another up-and-comer, Francis Galuppi. Fuck, I love that approach. Like that, what's great about that is I think otherwise I'd be so worried. Like 2 more Evil Dead flicks, what the fuck? Like, who knows if both of those are going to be good, but knowing that they're coming from these hungry creatives, like they want to make something good and impress people. They have the spotlight on them. They're a part of a massive horror franchise, a storied horror franchise. They're going to do something great. It's a recipe for success. And I feel like if you were to apply that to Scream, it would be the exact same thing, but maybe even crazier, dude. Evil Dead is a very big stage, don't get me wrong, but Scream and, you know, the slasher series, I think they're even bigger stages. I'm going to be honest. I think, you know, Evil Dead is probably my favorite horror franchise of all time, but if we're talking in terms of popularity, I feel like Scream, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, these things are bigger properties than something like Evil Dead. So if you were to take on that kind of experimental continuation format where you have these up and comers do it, like when Christopher Landon was signed on to do Scream, I'm like, psh, he's going to do a great job. You know, Kevin Williamson's the guy that created the franchise. Yes. But when you apply these young bucks and I'm not saying that Christopher Landon's young buck by any means or anything like that. Like he needs something to prove. He doesn't. He's made plenty of great movies, but somebody who's so passionate about the series and wants to be a part of it, that want is going to drive you to make an even better film than what you probably could make. You know, go outside your comfort zone and make something that's fucking amazing. I feel like you're only going to get that from somebody who has something to prove in this franchise or loves this franchise so much that they want to make a great sequel that's celebrated. Paranormal Activity is doing that right now. I mean, for Christ's sake, you know, if you want another example, they just hired this Canadian filmmaker who he made like one movie that had a really successful studio run. And they're hiring this guy. They're like, he clearly loves Paranormal Activity. Let him have it. What's he going to do with the series at this point? I feel like when a series goes on for this long, there's a certain point where it comes along where you gotta hand it off. You gotta pass the torch, right? You gotta give it to somebody else and let them do some crazy shit with it. Dan Trachtenberg is doing a killer job with Predator. All the different people who have approached Alien, you know, as of recently, like we're hearing that Demian Rugna might be doing the next Alien flick. That's awesome to me. Love that idea. Fede's Alien Romulus was really damn good. I don't know, man. I just like that's how you should. I feel like that's how we should approach franchise continuations. But maybe I'm just crazy because I think another thing that people do love about the series is that we're coming back to these characters every single time. And you know, would that be too outrageous to suggest that we just do new things with new people each time? Would that get us too far away from what a certain section of the fan base really loves about Scream? I don't know. It's a big question because I also think that there is a lot of Scream fans who love movies like Thanksgiving and Hard Eyes that are just murder mystery flicks that are fun and comfort horror, you know? So I feel like as long as we keep that vibe of comfort horror moving forward with Scream, I feel like it's going to work with or without legacy characters. But that's just me. That's just my crazy thoughts. But Hollywood Guy, thank you for the 5. I do think we'll make some more Scream films, but 7's got to be successful or they might put this one to bed for a little while. I should shave my hair off again. Oh God, no. I've done that enough times. I've done that for 2 movie projects now. I don't think I'm doing it again. I did want to talk with you guys about something Scream related though. I have an idea for a Scream fan film. It hit me. It finally hit me. You guys have been asking for it for a while. People have been wondering, would there be ever some sort of continuation to Red Right Hand? No, never. But I will do more Scream if you guys are interested. If someone's willing to fund it. I had an idea sitting on the toilet today, and I'm like, that could be a 20-minute Scream fan film. That's a really cool idea. So I have an idea. If y'all are interested, maybe I'll do something with it. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm not committing to anything by saying this. I'm just saying I have an idea. It's a seed of an idea that I've planted, and I like the idea. I might do something with it if y'all are interested. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real with you guys, if I don't like the twist of Scream 7, I might just do it out of pure anger. I might just do it out of the fact that I'm like, I need a good Scream twist. Let's make this happen. It would be something that would not really resemble Red Right Hand. It would be something that's much more just faithful to the Scream format, and that would be kind of the goal of it, to do more of like just a genuine bona fide murder mystery with Ghostface running around. It would be a completely different setting than anything you guys have seen before, which I think is another thing that makes it special. And I have a really cool idea for a killer or killers, is what I'll say. So I'm done talking. That's it. But I have a thought. I had a thought that hit me. David Primero, I'll let y'all. I'll see what comes from that. David Primero saying Scream 7, 8, and 9 need to be the last trilogy for Sydney and have Scream 10 be a fresh new story with new characters. Sydney could make a cameo or produce the show. What do you think? I love that idea. I love the idea of Neve Campbell still being involved, but in a different role. 100%. That to me says it's in the right hands, in the right mindset. Because on top of that Evil Dead conversation I was saying earlier, I don't think the franchise would be on the right track if it was just all new people doing it. Sam Raimi is still guiding Evil Dead. Just like how I think Kevin Williamson should still be involved in future Scream movies behind the scenes. Nev Campbell should still be involved with Scream movies behind the scenes, slipping into that producer role. I think, I'd even say Courtney Cox and David Arquette. Like, I think they should all be producers or some sort of creative input into whatever comes next. 100%. Yes, I completely agree with that. But I would hate to get to a point, and I've said this before, but it's very important. I would hate to get to a point where I'm watching Sidney Prescott, the one of the most beloved final girls in all of horror cinema, and I'm bored. Nothing would break my heart more. Dude, Halloween Ends, I know I'm sorry I trashed that film so much, but man, watching Laurie Strode be out of character in Halloween Ends was like a miserable experience for me. I always trash Corey Cunningham. I don't even care. You know what? I don't even care about that anymore. It's the fact that you made one of the most iconic final girls of all time, and she is just so not in character. She's so devoid of the character that I have fallen in love with over the years, and it's from the same people who made Halloween 2018, which I don't know, hot take, man, maybe the best Laurie Strode in all of the films is in Halloween 2018. Maybe a hill I'll die on. I think she's even more interesting than the Carpenter flick. That's one thing that I think Halloween 2018 has over the original Halloween. So I don't know. It's so shocking. It's so weird to me. Halloween Ends just does not work for me on so many different levels. But yeah, I would hate to see that happen to Sidney Prescott. That's my big point. I don't want to get to the point where I'm watching Sidney on screen and I'm like, this isn't even Sidney Prescott. That would just make me really upset. That would suck. Paul is throwing 5 out there. Thank you again, my friend, saying the characters killed in the intro kill scenes in all Scream movies provided clues to the Ghostface killer. Why do you think Randolph and Tatro are killed? I truly believe that if this is the opening scene, I should throw that out there, right? If this is the opening scene, I believe we're killing these characters because they are celebrating Stab like it's a faux movie series and not, let me reword that, like it's a movie series rather than a true crime series, right? Because Stab is based off of real events, but it's spiraled into fiction at some point, as we learned from the other films. Jimmy Tatro's character seems like somebody who just really loves the movies and is so much so to the point where he wants to go to the house where the murders happened that, inspired them, opposed to actually recognizing the fact that we have people who have died. Like, people have actually died. We don't, movie fans sometimes, or true crime fans, I should say, sometimes don't look at it as like someone who really died. They look at it as entertainment. And I really think that's what Scream 7 is going to be hitting on in terms of commentary. That's what Jimmy Tatro's character is absolutely, I can already tell from the little scenes that we've gotten with him, is definitely going to represent that, that ideology of, well, true crime is just something I watch on Netflix, not true crime, right? I really think that's why our Ghostface is coming after these people for whatever reason. There's somebody who has some sort of connection or care to the legacy of Woodsboro, the legacy of all these actual Ghostface killings. Is that a family member of Stu Macher's? Is that a family member of one of the other Ghostface killers, or somebody related to the killings? Maybe someone related to someone who has died in this franchise at some point. I don't know. But 100%, I feel like that's the reason they're killed. There's so much of that set up in that opening scene on top of burning down the house. I mean, that's got to be the motive. Why else burn the house down? Why else make the tagline for the film, I'm going to burn it all, burn it all down. I'm going to burn it all down. That's got to be relevant. It's got to be relevant. It's got to be part of it, man. That's the only thing. But Paul, great question, first of all. And yes, totally agreed. I'm really feeling that that's why that's our opening. But thank you for the 5 again. Silver Princess, what's up, my friend? How are you? Thank you for the 5. As always, Silver Princess is reminding us Roman is the strongest Ghostface. Thank you for making your piece. I greatly appreciate it. It wouldn't be a Silver Princess super chat without talking about Roman. We love it. We love it. Thank you thank you for the 5. Jake is Ghostface in Scream 7. Sis the Pam and Beyond the Mask are his accomplices. Bye. Guys, Silver Princess drops in, throws something out there like this, and literally does not come back for like a month. This is a rare appearance, guys. I just hope you all know. I hope you all know how special you are. how special this is to witness this, because this doesn't happen often. But when Silver Princess comes in, it's always a special little something. She has spoken. The Scream Princess has spoken. I am Ghostface in Scream 7. I've been trying to keep that from you guys, but she just decided to spoil that. So, damn, brutal stuff. But yes. 3 ghost faces in Scream 7 though. I think I do see that being the case. 100%. But Silver Princess, thank you for the 5 if you're still with us. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for always popping in and supporting the page. It's always very fun. I appreciate it. You know, Paul, I do agree with you here though. My favorite part of Halloween Ends is the opening scene. That was awesome. And I'll be honest, after the opening scene, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be good. And 40 minutes go by and I'm just like this. So I will give you that. Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends has 2 things I fucking love. I always shit on it. Let's throw some love its way. 2 things I love about Halloween Ends. That opening scene is fucking brutal. Holy shit. I mean, that it was actually upsetting. Like, great stuff. I mean, honestly, no notes. I gotta say, just great opening scene. Awesome stuff. And the score. Listen, Halloween 2018. Great score. John Carpenter's, what is it? The Shape Hunts Allison. That might be one of his best tracks of all time. But in terms of an entire body of music, an entire composition, Halloween, guys, I want you to, even if you hate Halloween Ends, I want you guys to like put on the Halloween Ends score sometime and just like close your eyes and just put yourself in Haddonfield with that music. It's wonderful. I really think it's the best score of the 3 films. Hot take. I think that Halloween 2018 score has higher highs, but Halloween Ends is like just a full composition is amazing. Wow. Damn. Good stuff. John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, Daniel Davies, y'all just kept getting better and better with those scores. It was really great stuff. So Halloween Ends, it's not, I don't think it's all bad. There's some great stuff about it for sure. That's what I'll say. Paul, I like that you're throwing some love its way though. That is awesome. That's some awesome stuff. Jason Rushman is saying, hey, what's up, Jake? That is I. What's up? Hello. It's good to see you. It's Jason. I just started watching The Night of the Living Dead. I've never seen it, and it's in color. Have you seen are you watching the 90s one with Tony Todd? Let me know. I think, the original's a classic, right? But the 90s one, I think, does some things better than the original. Hot take. Not everything, but some things for sure. So let me know what you think about that one. I've always been a weird fan of the 90s movie. Again, I don't think it's perfect, but I kind of like it. I kind of vibe with it. Barbara is a much stronger character in the 90s movie. Much stronger than the original, and that is such a big thing. Also, Tony Todd's in it. I mean, that's enough for me to vibe with it. Tony Todd's in it. I'll give it a watch at least once. Come on now. Sky Jean Movies is saying the band kids are awesome. The band kids. Oh man, I respect the opinion. That's all I'm gonna say. David Primero is saying, hi Jake, I'll be Ghostface for Scream 10. You're gonna have to put on a silver mask. I hope you're okay with that, and be Ghostface X. I'm Ghostface. Be like a robot Ghostface. In space, no one can hear you stab. Gotta be that, baby. I love it. Because you can't take the alien tagline, right? Come on now. Jason is watching the one from the 90s. I love the one from the 90s, dude. It's a good time. It's a good time, man. Enjoy. I am feeling zombies so bad right now. I need a good zombie movie. Recommend me some weird zombie movies if you guys got them. I have been talking about Dead Island over on the gaming channel. I just made a big video talking about how Dead Island 3 got announced today, which is if you don't know, that's a video game series. They put out the first one back in 2011 after like a million production problems. They finally got around to putting out the sequel in 2023. It took them 12 years. So if you guys think it was a long wait, if you thought 11 years was a long wait between Scream 4 and Scream 5, imagine being a Dead Island fan. That's all I'm saying. Now Dead Island 3 is in production and it's going to come out in 2028, which is only a 5-year wait. That's not too bad. From 2023 to 2028. So it was really, really fun talking about that. But that is a really fun game if you've never played it before. I love some zombie horror games, and I'm feeling a good zombie movie now. My favorite zombie movie of all time is Zombie from 1979. Doesn't sound too creative with that title, right? But yeah, very excited I might put that one on again, honestly. But I don't know, lots of great fun zombie movies. I grew up with zombie movies, honestly, so I need another good one. I haven't seen a new one in a very long time. It's been a minute. Erica, did you just change your name to Erica Stabs for Likes? I love that. 10 out of 10. That's got to be your new like horror channel name. You played Dead Island long time ago. Well, really fun fact here. If you are a PC gamer, I looked up Dead Island because I was curious. You know, I'm just like, what's up with Dead Island right now? Like, what price is it on Steam? Guys, it is $4 fucking for Dead Island right now. $4, and I'm not just talking about the original game. It's $4 for the original game. The sequel, not the original like continuation game, not the sequel, called Dead Island Riptide. It's like part 2 of the first game. And then there's like a bonus game that comes with this pack. $4 for all of this. That's like, it's a retro arcade like side scroller based on Dead Island. I immediately bought it. I'm like, $4 fucking. Are you kidding me? You will see me play those games on the gaming channel soon. I just hope you know. $4 on Steam right now. Go get it. It's also just $1 if you just want the original game too. $1. Crazy deal. Sorry. Sorry. Had to put that out there. Gina is saying Zombie Hunter with Danny Trejo. I have never seen that before, but that sounds fantastic. Listen, zombies and Danny Trejo, I'm in. I don't even, no more questions. I'm sold. Writing it down. There we go. And Austin Allman is excited. Dead Island 3, gasp. Holy shit. Go watch my video, bro. I talked all about it. I got you. Ghostface, I love the Dead Island love. Ghostface Killer is saying Dead Island is goated. It's so goated, and I have not played it in forever. So I just, like I said a minute ago, I just bought it again. I'm gonna play it sometime soon. The sequel is still like $45 if I'm not mistaken. So I ain't buying that one anytime soon. But I'm gonna play through the first one again. It's been a minute. Erica's saying you always look confused when you read Just Kitten. I'm going to be honest. That's just how I look sometimes. I'm always confused. I have no idea what's going on half the time. Fun fact, but that's just the life I live. Anyways, who do we got going on? Teddy's hanging out with us saying good evening. What's up, Teddy? Teddy, I meant to text you earlier, and I've just been busy today. I'm so sorry, man. I did not have time to set up some sort of words. I did not have time to set up a gaming stream for tonight. We have The Voice on, so Madison and I have been watching that and staying very consistent with it. So I'm gonna be, sadly, we're gonna be doing that tonight. But if you guys, if you and Jess want to play some video games tomorrow night, I think we might do a gaming stream then. I'm gonna have time then. No, it's okay. I just cried in the corner. Teddy, I'm so sorry. Now I feel bad. Oh man, dude, my heart is broken. Paul, what does goated mean? Greatest of all time. Greatest of all time, I guess. Austin Allman is saying, proud of my Pennywise art. I'm gonna check it out. You posted Pennywise art in the Discord. I'm gonna look into that. Teddy should be good for tomorrow. Rock on, my friend. Rock on, rock on. I'm doing a Dead Island stream at some point too. That's just, it's too fun of a game, man. Really, if I could make a video game into a movie, it would totally be Dead Island. David Primero is saying, why can we have the Ghostface Killer for a new Scream be a hero? You know, I love that question. I love that question so much. I love the idea of following a Ghostface Killer throughout one of these movies. That's kind of fun. That's kind of a fun story. It's crazy. It's almost like someone should do that. I've always loved that idea for an actual Scream movie, you know, an actual $20 million budget movie. That would be fun. I'd be totally down for it. I love that idea. What else is going on here? We got Gina saying, sorry, Erica, I'm not changing my name to Ziggy Licks Toes. If he can if he can, but he will. People, if you don't hit the like button, heard that. I appreciate you not changing your name to that, so I don't have to read it every single time. Honestly, I thank you for doing that. That actually means quite a lot to me. Oh my god, crazy stuff. We had another big update today, actually, it's totally escaping me now. Oh man, people hating on Pluribus was something else I was seeing today. I'm just like, that's crazy, man. Pluribus is so good. Why do people hate Pluribus? That's my question. Has anyone else watched this show over on Apple? I'm very curious. I'm loving this show so much, and I'm seeing a lot of people online saying that it's boring, that it's like very stilted with the pacing. I very much so disagree. I think it's been a less eventful show than something like a Better Call Saul, like a Breaking Bad, but that's okay. You know, sometimes we're taking our time. We're going down a more slow burn pace, and we always have something exciting happen in every episode that keeps the attention, keeps the intrigue, whatever. So I don't know. For me, Pluribus has been a total vibe. Teddy is saying, okay, so Jess needs a notice in advance. I'll set up a time at some point for tomorrow. I'll get that all figured out, Teddy. I'll let you guys know. Erica doesn't know what Pluribus is. Dude, Pluribus, it's more like sci-fi rather than horror is what I'll say, but I highly recommend checking it out. I think it's been a fantastic show so far. It's literally about this, like, I don't know how to phrase this in a way. It's basically like you have this team of people who like find this alien virus, this like signal being throughout space, basically, and they write it down and they come up with this sequence to come up with this virus, and they inject it into rats and stuff, and then it ends up like taking over the planet, and everybody's a hive mind except for like literally a couple of people. And one of those people is Rhea Seehorn, who is an actress who was in Better Call Saul, and now here she is in a lead role in another one of Vince Gilligan's show, from like, that's the Breaking Bad guy, the Better Call Saul guy. And this is his like new show, basically. Rhea Seehorn is like trying to find a way to stop it so that like everyone can get like unplugged from each other and unhive mind. They're not like evil, which is really interesting to me. If we're comparing this to something like, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that's kind of a little more menacing, and there's a scariness to something like that. These people who are like a hive mind, they're positive. They're pacifists. They literally cannot hurt people. But like pretty much the entire world has been taken over by this thing, and it's just it's a total mystery box show where you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on here, and it's really fascinating to me. It's a really interesting story, cool idea. I love it. So far I'm really vibing with it, because it's not just the same thing as Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It found a way to be something different. It's a very big character study on people who don't really like being around people. And we learn a lot about this Carol, who is our main character, who is very much so someone who doesn't really like people, doesn't want to be around them, but she kind of has good reason to. But there's also reasons why she wants to save the. I don't know. It's a whole thing. You got to watch it. It's great. I think it's really thought provoking and a lot of fun. But I am hearing a lot of people who are not vibing with it. I think they miss the very eventful and explosive shows that were Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and this is just not that. This is a very different animal, a very different beast. But I'm seeing so much criticism thrown its way. But my big thing that I love about it is Rhea Seehorn is finally being nominated for some shit. She was one of the very best parts of Better Call Saul as Kim Wexler. I'll go so far as to say Kim Wexler is one of the best characters in a TV show ever. And she didn't get nominated for shit for that role, which is insane to me. Actually completely insane. And now thankfully she is for Pluribus. And I don't know, people crapping on it. I guess it bums me. I'm honestly, I take it personally. No, I'm kidding. If you don't like the show, nothing wrong with that. But I am in love with it. It has been one of my favorite shows to watch recently. And I want to start covering it on here, but I feel like I'm a little too late now. We're near the end of season 1. If not, like, I think the last episode's like on the way, if it's not out already. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it as much as like It Welcome the Dairy. I've had priorities with this page, obviously. I think It Welcome the Dairy was a big thing, which I've been covering pretty steadily. The Creep Tapes has been another thing, which has been fun. We have the last episode of that this Friday, by the way. Who's excited? I know I am. But anyways, we have a super chat from Austin Allman throwing $2 out there. Austin, thank you again for the support. Tatum, a co in the house fire as a cliffhanger. Oh, she's like trapped in the house and it lights on fire. She's trapped in it. She's trapped in it. That's the cliffhanger. I like that as a cliffhanger because that's not something we can figure out between movies unless we see footage or whatever. That's a different story. But with a murder mystery angle, leaving one of the killers hidden in the shadows, I feel like we're just going to figure it out. There's going to be some clue in Scream 7 that might give it away, right? That's how these movies work. If you have too much time to think about it, you'll figure it out with any murder mystery. I mean, seriously, put on any murder mystery movie and just watch the first like 2 acts and then like walk away from it, try to figure it out. You probably will. You probably will get it all figured out. I think part of the fun of these movies is that you're watching it all in this little 2-hour span and trying to figure it out while you're sitting there. You know, you got a time limit to do it. And I think that's part of the fun, right? That's part of the fun. So I don't know. If it's something like this is a cliffhanger and we can't figure it out in between movies, I'm all about it. I love that, Austin. Thank you for the 2. Greatly appreciated a ton. Very good stuff there. I'm picturing the pink thing Rick makes on Rick and Morty. No, the pink the plumbus. Wait, that's so fucking funny. I love that. From what I know, the show is named after Pluribus. Is it Pluribus Unum? Is that what it is? Which I think is in many one or something like that. And I think the logo is even stylized as like Pluribus with one of the eyes being a 1. Which is why I believe it's called that. So that's my guess. That's so fucking funny, Erica. I have not thought about the plumbus in so long. I think since like last time I thought about that was like high school, and you just brought back some wonderful memories. That's really funny. Teddy is saying, I really want to watch that It series, but I don't go Prime. We don't have you guys don't have HBO in the UK? What? I'll have to pay for a sub, and I ain't got the funds right now for it. I'll find my ways. Teddy, if you can find your ways to watch it, it's fantastic. It welcomed the dairy. I mean, I'm truly at the point with that show where I feel like it has topped the movies. And that's saying a lot, dude. I mean, that first movie was pretty damn good. I really believe deep down in my heart, it's pretty fantastic. So I'm really loving it. Really loving that first season, especially those last 2 episodes. Like the whole show is pretty good, but the last 2 episodes are like, I'm not even kidding, both 10 out of 10s. Both like, I wouldn't change a damn thing about these 2 things. And they also add some really interesting layers to the movies and the show itself for the coming seasons. I won't say what, but they set up something in the final episode that makes you look at this prequel series in a different way. That's all I'll say. And that to me, I feel like is setting up something really interesting for seasons 2 and 3. So I'm fucking hyped. I'm very hyped to see where it goes next. We're learning so much more about Pennywise as an entity through this show. And it's been really, really fantastic and fantastical. Fantastic and fantastical, baby. Mr. Mastermind Killer is saying cliffhanger in Scream 7, like the Dallas Who Killed JR. I don't know why I always think of Who Killed Mr. Burns. I always think about that. And if you don't know the answer to it, it will shock you. I always think about that, which is parodying Dallas. But I don't know why I always think of... That's always my cliffhanger that I go to in my brain is Who Killed Mr. Burns? If you know, it's you can spoil it by now. It was Maggie, which is so funny. I love it. I spoiled it. I don't care. Teddy is saying, but the series is online. The series is probably online. I will say they do have a very sick looking 4K steelbook that is coming out for it sometime soon. I just saw a picture of it today. And I'm like, I got to pick that up because I think I have the first 2 It movies on Blu-ray. I got to get this series, dude. I gotta buy this at some point. Physical media is freaking expensive these days, though. So I'm limiting myself to like 1 Blu-ray a month. That's all I've been able to do. I just got VHS Beyond. That was my movie for last month. And I don't think I'm doing anything this month. Christmas presents are way too much money, man. But I've been limiting myself to like 1 thing a month. VHS Beyond was my last thing. I'm really trying to think what else I might want to get. I think 28 Years Later is probably going to be my next purchase. That or Weapons. I really want one of those movies on the shelf. It's crazy that Zach Krager has 2 movies out, another one on the way, and I don't own any of his movies. One of the reasons behind that though is because Barbarian never had a physical release. Still crazy to me. I definitely want some Zach Krager movies though. Want to buy some of those. I hope that Barbarian gets a physical release at some point, dude. I'm dying to own that movie. It's a masterpiece, dude. Some great stuff. Loved Weapons, says Erica. I loved Weapons. Oh, so good. I need to rewatch that. I've only seen it twice. I need to put it on again. Really want to watch that at least one more time before I buy it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably gonna be signing off. I'm like, it's been a crazy day of editing. I need some rest. Get I know what you did last summer on Blu-ray. Paul, it'll just sit there though. That's the problem. It'll just collect dust. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Guys, I will be live again tomorrow on the page, but then I will not be live. Probably, I might do a random weekend stream, but outside of Wednesday, I don't think I'm going to be live Thursday or Friday. I just got a bunch of crazy stuff going on. But there will be some more videos on the page, so definitely give them a watch. I'm going to try to fit in as many streams as I can with the holidays and it being the end of the year and all this. It's just going to be kind of tough, but I am going to try to make as many streams as humanly possible, so we still have some fun during this this not so horror-y time of year, right? So, but I do appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us, with me tonight. Thank you again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye.